everybody, this is a quick debugging help video. Debugging is definitely, I'd say, one of the #1 things that I think we all want to get better at. Some people are saying that all of their pixel values appear to be the same, so I wanted to show you a visual debugging technique that I was using to debug my own code. Here I am in Visual Tester. If you haven't done this already, in Visual Tester you should add this line which uses the text command. The first input is what you want it to display, and the second two commands are the XY coordinates where you want to display it. Fill 0 means we're going to display it in black. So if you add those lines to your Visual Tester, you'll see that wherever I move the mouse, it's now displaying my mouse coordinates in black. So here's the idea. The idea is I don't just want it to tell me where my mouse is, I actually want to run some of my test code on the square where my mouse is, for example, by counting the number of black pixels. So let's do this. Go to your optical mark reader. We all wrote the getPixelAt method. You should double check to make sure that you're masking your color value by 255. You should also double check that at the very beginning of process page image, you're filtering it to be gray. If you're not doing those two things, that's right immediately probably what your problem is. So I went ahead and I made my getPixelAt method static so that I can run it statically from the optical mark reader class. Notice it takes a row and a column and the p-image. So here inside Visual Tester, a very easy thing I can do is I can have a text command. Well, let's do this. I'll have an int called color, and then I'll run optical mark reader dot, and because I'm running it statically, I can say getPixelAt. A row is the same thing as my mouse's y coordinate. A column is the same thing as my mouse's x coordinate. And the image I want to give it is the image that's being displayed right now, which as you can see is called current image. So if you do that, that'll give you the color. And you could print it with a print statement, or I'm going to use the text command. So I'm going to print color at mouse x and then at mouse y plus 30. So it'll be like plus 40. So it'll be displayed a little bit underneath this other text. So this is right away a really fast thing you can do to double check your method. So see that 255 there? That makes sense because my mouse is over white. But if I put my mouse over a black pixel, now it switches to 0. So do you see what a rapid way that was of testing to see whether that one particular method works? So as long as I'm seeing that that method works, if my code has problems, what that tells me is it's not about how I'm getting out the pixels. It has to do with what I do after I get them out. So my next level of debugging is something like this. I think what I want to do is I'm going to draw a rectangle. Well, I don't even need to draw a rectangle. I'm going to declare a width and a height variable that are both 20 by 20. And then instead of running getPixelAt, I'm going to run check row of boxes. Oh, sorry, not check row of boxes. What did I want to run? I wanted to run something like count black pixels. So count black pixels is the helper method that you did for homework. You give it a row and a column and a width and a height and the image and the number. What's h? Oh, h was my threshold. You guys might not have a threshold. And what it's going to do is it's going to count the number of black pixels inside the box whose upper left-hand corner is at start row, start column, and whose width and height are these. So the starting row will be mouse y, the starting column will be mouse x, the width and the height will be 20 by 20, the image, again, is current image, and I called it color. That's probably not appropriate anymore. Now I'm going to call it count. So now I'll be displaying the count of the number of black pixels I'm counting. Hello? Okay, so again, as long as I'm up here, I'm counting 0 black pixels. Here I'm counting 20 black pixels, which makes sense because if you think about my mouse being the upper left-hand corner of a box, it seems like there's one row of pixels. My box was 20 pixels wide, so it makes sense that I'm counting 20 pixels. If I go over here, well, you can't really see it that well on the display, but I'm seeing like 95, 102. So again, that's a really great interactive way for me to verify that that method works. So if that method works and your code isn't working, that's a sign that you're probably running that method that counts black pixels in the wrong spots in your image. So my debugging advice is you want to debug each method separately. Don't try and debug all your methods together because it's too complicated. The whole point of debugging is you need to narrow down where's the problem. And the reason to write helper methods is because they're supposed to do exactly one simple thing, and they allow you to debug in the way that I just showed you. So I hope this is helpful. Again, I'm not going to be here on Friday, but your stuff is due on Friday, so that's why I'm recording this video. If you want other debugging help, please email me and I'll see what I can do.